Hi guys, Gina here and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing another Coupons Made Me Buy This, and I'm going to be featuring the CoverGirl Tru Naked Roses palette. Quite a few of you have requested that I review this product and compare it with the Naked 3 palette. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. So the CoverGirl Roses palette is priced at $9.99 at Target, and the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette was $52 when I originally purchased it, but now it is up to $54. So this is not a cheap item if you're looking to go and purchase it today. It is not cheap. So this is a very cost-friendly alternative. So the CoverGirl Tru Naked Roses palette comes with 8 shades, and there's three matte shades in this palette. So we have the first shade that's called Almond, and then the next shade is called Baby, and then the next matte shade is called Dusk Bronte. I think that's what it's called. So there are 3 matte shades in this palette, and then the rest of the shades have some shimmer to it. So if you're someone who does not like shimmer in your palettes, then you're only going to get about 3 shades that are not shimmery. So I did find working with the shimmer shades that it's best to work with your fingertips. So I wouldn't recommend using a brush when working with the shimmer shades, but I absolutely think that you can get away with it working with your fingertips. So go ahead and show you guys the swatches on my arm. So these are the shades swatched on my arm right here. Now the next set of swatches are comparisons to the Urban Decay palette. So on the top we have Urban Decay, and on the bottom we have the Roses palette from CoverGirl. So out of the palette, I actually found 6 comparable shades to the Naked 3 palette, and some of them aren't 100% exact, but there are some very similar ones. So I found that Baby is a good dupe for the shade Strange in the Urban Decay palette. I also found that the first shimmer shade, which is called Champagne, is very comparable to the shade Dust in the Urban Decay palette. And I also found that the copper, it's called Copper Rose, I think. Oh, it's just called Rose Gold. This Rose Gold shade is very comparable to the shade Trick in the Naked 3 palette. And then the shade, this mauve shade right here, is very comparable to the shade Nooner. And then this shade right here, which is called, I can't read it. So the second darkest shade is very comparable to Dark Side. And then lastly, the shade Mousse is very comparable to the shade Black Heart in the, oh, that one of these just fell out. So it's very comparable to the shade, like I said, Black Heart in the Naked 3 palette. So there are quite a few similarities in terms of colors in this palette. I also found that the formulation with the shadows are very velvety, very buttery, and they're very easy to blend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a little demo of how I achieve the eye look that I'm wearing right now using the Roses palette. So if you guys want to see how I achieve the look that I'm wearing right now, go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so as you can see, I already have one eye already completed. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I am achieving the look that I have created right now. So I'm gonna go in with this first shade, and I am going to be putting this all over my lid, from lid all the way up to the brow. And I'm using a fluffy brush just to get it all in there. So we just want to, I'm covering the whole entire lid. And the next color I'm going to go in with is this third shade in, and it is a really light mauve-y pink shade, and I am throwing this into my crease. And then I'm actually going to darken it up with the fifth shade in. It is a darker mauve color. And I am throwing that back into my crease to darken this shade up. And when I'm taking it into my crease, I'm also going to add a little bit into the inner corner like that, just to add a little more color into the outer. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this darker, this is the sixth shade in, and I'm going to go in with this shader brush. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's actually a Real Techniques brush, and I love it. I actually just picked this up from Target. It was in the clearance section. And what I'm wanting to do is I'm really wanting to carve it into my, I really want to carve it into my crease area here. So I really want to darken that crease shade up. So I am just carving out my crease, and this is how I'm adding more darkness to the look. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take, I found that working with the shimmer colors, it's best to just put them on your fingertips. So I'm going to go in with my middle finger, and I'm just going to dab this onto my eyelids just to add some shimmer. And then I'm going to take this fourth shade in. It's kind of like a rosy gold shimmer, and I'm just adding this onto the center. So I just have a little bit of goldeny, glimmery glow. And then I'm going to go back in with that darker mauve shade, and I'm going to add this. I'm going to smoke this out on my lower lash line. And then I'm just going to just smoke it out. And then I'm not going to do any type of eyeliner. And then I'm just going to top the look off with a coat of mascara. Then I'm going to top it off with just a coat of mascara, and that is the eye look that I have created with this palette. So this is the eye look that I have created with this palette. It is super easy. The colors are really blendable, and I really have enjoyed working with this palette. So now I'm going to go ahead and talk about some more pros and cons with this palette and how I compare it with the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. Okay, so overall, my honest opinion, you absolutely could use this as a replacement to the Naked 3 palette. I would not, I am a huge makeup enthusiast, and I would not say something like that unless I truly meant it. And I think that this palette would just do just fine. But if you're someone who likes to collect Urban Decay palettes and you're like a hardcore makeup collector, then yeah, spring for the money for this. But if you're just someone who just wants a nice cool toned rosy shade palette, go for the $9.99 palette. It is as simple as that, because these shadows are so easy to work with. So in comparison, the Maybelline Blush Nudes palette sucks. I would not replace that for the Naked 3 palette, no way, but absolutely with the CoverGirl palette. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Quite a few of you had requested that I do this, so I was happy to film this video for you guys. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying it. The link is below. It is free, and like this video so I know you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys all later. Bye.